My name is Emmanuel Pappas. I'm with the Communications Department here at the University of New Orleans. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you on this great day where we announce our new head baseball coach here at the University of New Orleans. Thank you for braving the rain and everything to get over here. As you saw, our new head coach is Andrew Gibson. Comes here from Belhaven University. We had 2 years as a stint there and took the team to its first ever NCAA tournament appearance and super regional. Previously had 7 years at Southeastern and a litany of success and a lot of draft picks as well, including 4 guys that made it to the major leagues. Want to also go through a run of show for you guys here today. We will have Vince Granito, our athletic director, speak. He will introduce Coach Gibson. Coach Gibson will speak here at the podium. We will not have questions here at the podium. However, one-on-one interviews will be available after Coach Gibson is done. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Vince Granito.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're dry. I'm wet twice already and dried out twice, and I'm ready to roll. So here we go. I just wanted to make a couple comments before I brought Coach Gibson up. When the season ended this year, I met with our team first. And what we talked about is, I met with them in January when the whole, when Blake told us that he was going to pursue another career this year and that we were going to move forward with the staff that we had to take us through the season. I want to commend Dax and his staff for doing a fantastic job, and mostly to thank our student athletes for sticking together, giving it all they had, and we made the tournament for our league and made it all the way to the championship series, and that was quite an accomplishment. I was very proud of the way our student athletes performed and the professionalism in which we had handled everything. When the season was over, I sat down with our student athletes and told them that I was very proud of them and that we had a great season. I told them I wanted to take a little bit of time to analyze our program and try to decide what the best move for us was moving forward as a program, and that Dax was an interim head coach for us in this season. So whether we were going to stay with that road or what we were going to do. So I put together a search. Obviously, we evaluated and interviewed Dax extensively. At the same time, we looked at some other candidates. Matter of fact, we looked at a lot of candidates. I learned a lot about where our program sits on a regional and national level. And what I'd like to tell you, particularly to the fans and alumni, is this job was very highly sought after. We had a lot of interest in our program. And the reason why we did is twofold. One, the history and love of baseball at this school, our past successes, 2 World Series and a number of regionals, made it very desirable. And also the resources that we have here in the greater New Orleans area. Obviously, the city of New Orleans is a great pool. Obviously, the degree and height of baseball in our community at the high school level, junior college level, is very desirable in the coaching profession. So there were a lot of candidates to look at who were very interested in coming to New Orleans. That being said, myself and my search committee I personally in my head had a list of items that was very important to me. One was I wanted someone who had head coaching experience, who had been in the chair before, because it is a different place to be than being assistant. I wanted somebody also that had a lot of experience as an assistant coach, because when you're an assistant coach, you learn all the different areas of the profession and you're well suited to lead. So those two things were very important. I wanted someone who knew the city of New Orleans, preferably somebody who might know the Southland Conference, somebody who's recruited this area before, just to give us a base of players that we might look at. But knowing in today's world of college baseball, that's not enough. Between the transfer portal and all the different things that are out there in college baseball, it's a lot different than it was years ago, when players would stay with a university for 4 years, or come from a junior college after 2, maybe. But the way today's game is played, our student athletes are wanting more, looking for more. They're looking for coaches to hone their skills and getting them ready for the next step. Most college student athletes at this point, though it's very important, and I know they all want to get their degree, and it's extremely important for them to get their degree, because those of us who are a little bit up in age know how important it is to have a base of education to help you for the rest of your life, not just for your baseball career. However, I wanted to find somebody also who knew what today's student athlete was looking for, be able to concentrate on those things and bring us to the best program, the most well-rounded program that we can be. We've had a heck of a run under Coach Dean over the last 10 years. We have a program that's in a solid position right now. This is not a rebuild. This is taking a program that's already at a good place. And what my goal was is to take us to the next level. Bring somebody in who can take the pieces that we already have, hopefully some of the student athletes that we already have, and build upon what we already have to take us to the next level. We're already very competitive in our league, and I think that we can continue to stay there, and I think our better days for our program are still ahead of us. I'm looking to build a program not to win for 1 year or to have a good year now and then. We should be competitive every year and hopefully build a program that we have at the top of the league year in and year out. When I get to the end of my search, I think I've interviewed maybe 15 people and had some great conversations with some great coaches. And there were a number of candidates that we could have hired. At the end of the day, one name kept on coming back to the top of the list, mostly because he checked all the boxes that I just went over, but also had a passion that I could see that this place was special to him, that this area is special to him, and his background in this area. He knows our program, he knows this area, he's checked all the boxes that I just mentioned. So that being said, I'd like to introduce to you our new head baseball coach, Andrew Gibson. Andrew's number 20.
Appreciate it. What a day. What a great opportunity. What a great university and city. Vince is right. I've got a lot of passion. Got a lot of passion about this place. Think we're going to do big things here. Thank you guys for being here. Making this day special to me and my family. My wife's sitting over here. Glad she could be here. Couldn't be happier to be back in South Louisiana. I think she posted about it yesterday. We're back home. This is where we met in Hammond, and this place is very special to us, and we're extremely excited to be back. This is a great university and a strong baseball program, storied history, storied past, and we're excited to build on those things. Truth be told, I'm much better at the doing than I am the talking, so I'm going to make this short and to the point because we've got a staff to put together and a team to get on the field in a matter of about 9 weeks.
I've never really wanted to be anything in my life except part of the team. Being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, any sort of occupation like that never really fired me up. Matter of fact, I told my parents in the summer of 2006 I was going to join the military. And then I had a hard line of September 1st. If I didn't get a baseball offer by September 1st, I was headed to do what my family had done. Well, Belhaven called me in August. It's funny how the Lord works. So here we are almost 20 years later. But everything good in life starts with belief. And it starts with the fact that you can do something and feel in your gut that somebody believes in you. Today is about the future of UNO baseball, not myself, but I've got to take a few minutes to thank the people that have believed in me to get us to this day. First of all, the admin team at UNO, Dr. Kathy Johnson, everybody that was part of the search, Vince, Bill McGillis, Coach Maestri, Tommy Mitchell. We're going to prove you right. We're going to assemble a product that represents this university and city at a high level. And it'll be something that you'll be proud of and that you'll want to be a part of and want to pull for. My family, my mom and dad, Larry and Wanda Gibson, extremely lucky to have them as role models in my life. They couldn't be here today. They just got back from a trip from Dallas, but super thankful to them. Brittany, Cullen, and Merritt, I'm not going to spend too much time here. I don't want to get emotional. The sacrifices are endless. Thank you. You look good in blue, too. My in-laws, Jeff and Janice Carey, pride myself in being strategic. I married the only daughter in the family and the middle child, so they follow us wherever we go. And I'm very thankful for that they've been with us every step of the way. The rest of my family, my brother, his wife, Brittany's brothers and their families, all my extended family, I wouldn't be here, wouldn't have this opportunity without you guys. My former coaches, my high school coaches, Jeremy Moore, who played at LSU, Robbie Grace, Shane Carnes, Jason Russell, my college coaches, Hill Denson, Clay Smith, Blaze King, Larry Wesson, all my former teammates. My former assistants, Stephen Adams, Spence Drake, Justin Simonek, Brett Sanchez, Connor McHenry, Preston Conley. Really appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be here without you. My former bosses, Hill Denson, Matt Reiser, Scott Little, J.R. Teagues, Ronnie Tidwell, thank you for entrusting me with your career. As assistants, the mouths that they feed and the people that they take care of rely on me doing a good job. I'm honored to call you friends, but more importantly, thank you for pouring into my career. My former teams and players. As I told my Belhaven team a couple of days ago, we don't get this opportunity as a family if they don't play well and advance to the Super Regionals for the first time in school history. Good players make good coaches. There's no secret about that. They're the engine. We're just the people at the top of the ship navigating it and making sure that they know when to throttle up. Thank you to all my former players for entrusting me with your career. Former support staff, strength coaches, trainers, academic folks, compliance, travel coordinators, foundation staff, and everyone who keeps these programs supported. Super grateful for you. All right, to our players, we've got a few guys in the back here, but everybody that's going to be in our room in August, you're going to be loved and supported, okay? You're going to be held to a high standard. You're going to be stretched as men and as baseball players to be the very best version of yourself. Everything is going to matter. How we practice, how we lift, how we treat each other, how we hold each other accountable, how we treat people on campus, the language that we use in our building, the confidence that we exude, the authenticity that we attack each day with, it all matters. As far as the baseball concerned, for me, it all starts with energy and effort. The game requires it, and so does life. My job is to get you ready for life beyond ball. If we're truly preparing you for life past UNO, I have to hold you and our staff to that standard. We will not waste your time. Everything will have meaning, structure, and purpose. We will focus on the things that occur the most in the game. Your development as a player will be paramount to our program's success. But it ain't a one-way street. There's no magic formula. There's no pill that we can give you to make you a better player. It just takes being bought into a plan and understanding the why behind everything that we're doing. and a daily dose of intentional work to get you to those goals. You are going to get every bit of everything that I have. I can promise you that. I'm going to demand everything that you have in return. Okay. I'm going to surround myself with a staff that cares about you as people, loves to develop your skills, and at the end of the day, a staff that you can look up to and you know they have your back. All right. We're already in the process of doing that, rightfully so. We've had a number of highly qualified candidates interested in these roles. Trust me to get the right people in the room. Okay. I'll surround you with the best that our money can buy, and it'll be a staff you'll want to go to war with. Okay. To our fan base, alumni, donors, and community, get ready for an exciting brand of baseball. We're going to be able to score in a variety of ways and be multiple enough to score in whatever fashion the game requires of us that day. It'll be fast-paced. We'll take ownership of the strike zone. We'll take ownership of the batter's box. We'll take ownership of the aggression that we run the bases with and our offensive approach. You'll see a pitching staff that is not scared to compete within the strike zone. One that will control the running game and one that will have ownership of its thoughts and be able to execute at a high level to prevent the other team from touching home. We're going to play sound, fundamental defense and value clean possession of the baseball. At the end of it all, I want us to be a team that gives opposing teams problems. I want UNO baseball to be feared, but most of all, I want it to be respected. You're going to interact with a team that cares about you as a fan base. Okay, that's important. We're nothing without your support. We're going to get out and serve in this community, local charities, local hospitals, local nonprofits, New Orleans folks helping New Orleans folks. It's important. I think that these guys gain perspective when we serve in the community. We're part of something much bigger than ourselves. We're part of New Orleans. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. We're going to involve our alumni. You are everything to us. You're the reason we're here. You're the reason that this is such a proud program. We want nothing more than to make you proud, and we want you around. We want you present. I want your opinions on what you think we need to do with the lineup and things like that. You're crucially important to our success. We're going to recruit from the inside out. We're going to dig our heels in on the best players in our area. We have to make South Louisiana a priority, and we have to attract and retain players from the greater New Orleans area. We'll also recruit nationally because we can and because of our locale. New Orleans is an attractive city. We need to attract and retain players from all over the country. They'll be proud to represent this city. To our university, our professors, our staff, we're going to invest in your lives. We're going to care about you as people before we ask for your services. You matter to us and will be a major part of our success. We're going to care for you and pour into you. Thank you for all you've done and will continue to do for our student athletes. Also, I want you to know this. We have your back. We understand that we're in a pivot as a university. We aren't going to let anyone badmouth who we represent or who we are. We're not closing down. We're not losing athletics. There's nothing sad or abysmal about anything going on here. This is simply a pivot, and we're changing course as a university and a baseball program, and I'm proud to be a part of it. In closing, I believe that this program should be competing to win Southland Conference year in and year out. We should be a blue blood in this conference, in this region. I wouldn't have taken this job if I didn't truly believe in that. We can be a consistent NCAA tournament team, and as we've seen recently with Murray State, all you need to do is get in and get hot. You never know what can happen in the postseason. All it takes is a little belief, some good fortune, and a team that refuses to quit. We have a saying in our program that says, keep your fork, the best is yet to come. Excited. Thank you guys for the opportunity.